Literally. Kai. I said this. I wish they did like K-pop songs. Did they?
Big it up, big it up.
I want you guys to see my bows. I have little bows here, but I'm scared then you guys will see other stuff. So just the bows are here. Just want you to know. Okay. Some call me the second coming of Changbin. Who calls me that? Only me. I'm a rapper and I'm loud. I have a series called If I Had a Verse where I take my favorite K-pop songs and I write rap verses for them and I perform them, and it's really good. And I also have a music channel called Indigo Detry's Music. It's linked down below. Go subscribe and you can see all my K-pop verses and stuff. And I'm doing a series called Indie's Impressions where I drop a verse to my favorite rap songs and K-pop songs every single week, so go subscribe. Okay, a lot of K-pop idols are currently serving their mandatory military service. I hate to bring it up. I know you're thinking of that one idol, right? And you're sad. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, he's coming back in like... let's of course there feels like such a gap in the industry with idols being gone, but today I'm going to focus on a specific K-pop idol who, because of their iconic and huge presence, it feels like even more of a gap in the K-pop industry. But it's okay, because guess what, he's coming back in like a couple days. Oh my god, guys. Kim Jong-un, better known as Kai, was born January 14th, 1994. Happy late birthday. Don't ask me what I got you. One of my favorite K-pop tweets is a tweet being like, guys, what are we doing for Jungkook's birthday? And somebody's like, what has he done for mine? Like, that's so real, actually. Why am I celebrating Bangchan's birthday? What has he done for my birthday? He went to SOPA, which stands for School of the Performing Arts in Seoul. And let me just say some notable alumni that went there to, you know, jog your memory. Bae Suzy from Miss A, Leah from ITZY, S Coops, Wonwoo from 17, Jaehyun from NCT, Seulgi, and Haechan, just to name a few. Like, that's actually insane. The lineup is stacked. He trained in ballet and jazz, which by the way he moves is incredibly obvious. I will be doing a video where I talk about the best K-pop dancers in my opinion, and my opinion is valid. And let me tell you why. I've been dancing since I was 5. And that's the only credibility you need to rank people. But there are certain idols where I'm like, it is obvious that you trained in dance before they picked you up off the playground as a K-pop idol. One being Jimin and the other one being Kai. In 2007, Kai won SM Entertainment's Best Youth contest and signed with the company at the age of 13. Jump scare.
The first night is never usually that bad in any of the games, so I'll play through.
But that's always been a thing, straight off the playground. I just saw something which makes so much sense. They were saying that K-pop companies sign idols at such a young age because there's less chance of a past or them living a life, because, you know, when you're a K-pop idol, from the moment you're a K-pop idol, that's the moment when you like Sims spawned into the world and existed, so they have less to cover up, i.e. of you being a human. So if we just take a fucking 9-year-old off the streets, they didn't do anything, they didn't have a life, so it like works out for them. Anyway, in 2011, SM announced Kai was the first member of the K-pop group we know today as EXO. Oh my god, I almost choked and died, guys. I almost choked and died. Oh my god. So before becoming an before really listening to EXO on the level that I do now, I couldn't name any members, but I could always name Kai. Kai was a member that I always knew, like he always stuck out to me. And as a K-pop idol, when you're in a group with members that average from 7 to 30, thank you NCT, standing out is so incredibly important. Let's take a look at his solo career and we can figure out why he always stood out to me. And we can figure out why Rover was my number 2 song for my Spotify Wrapped in 2023. And it will not be leaving that list. Now, like I said before, or am saying for the first time, Kai is one of the most well-known and iconic and influential K-pop idols of all time, period, point blank, next sentence. And he debuted in one of the most well-known iconic K-pop groups of all time, period, point blank, next sentence. There is a short list of idols who have been coined with the term your K-pop idol's favorite K-pop idol. And Kai is on that very short list. On my community tab, I posted a question asking why you guys think Kai is so iconic. Make sure to check my community tab because I do posts asking questions, polls, and all that stuff, and I want you guys to be included. It's like my little community, we don't have a name for you guys yet. Comment below what I should name you guys. Roy G Biv, in Indigo, in Color Wheel, I don't know. And out of all the comments I received on asking why you guys think Kai is so iconic, it could all be categorized into these categories that I categorized in the category of categorizing. It's this unwritten list to me that is made up to create the perfect idol. Number 1, dancing. Number 2, singing. Number 3, charisma. Number 4, visuals. And I don't mean, oh my God, are they hot? What I mean by visuals is, are they able to fit into any concept? Are they able to work the camera? Do they have natural stage presence? And identity. What is their identity in terms of artistry? I can't do this. This is me holding up 4. It's either this or this. Oh! And Kai has all of these attributes. And because of this, instead of just dropping the album, they gave him a 6-minute teaser trailer called Kai. This video dropped 4 days before the mini album was released. And SM had an opportunity to either make or break the delivery of who Kai was, not only sonically, but as an artist. Through the preview of this video, they did not disappoint. They couldn't just have previews of songs and music videos playing on screen. This was his debut as a solo artist into the K-pop industry. So they had to show off who he was as a person and his talents. So they made him do what he does best, and that is dance, diva. Yes, dance with my man. The different dark hues of the location he matches, and the mellow and chill R&B sound of the entire mini album. The hologram, the smooth camera movements, and a background dancer you see for a slight second not only complements but adds to his dancing. The styling is simple: black pants and a white button-up blouse and suspenders, but they not only complement his long and slender body, the detailing of the wrist makes his arm movements seem more fluid and like elongated. The simplicity of his outfit to me puts more attention on his clean and like fluid dancing. And you know, the shirt being like almost buttoned down all the way. I literally was just rewatching the Rover Studio Choom video. I have watched that video so many times. You know, he was basically not wearing a shirt. Like both his nipples are out. What happened to the nipple rule? I guess that's just on TV. Based off the preview for the first song, Hello Stranger, SM did what SM does best: smooth R&B. This video shows off the different diversity of aesthetics that he's able to pull off, and it goes back to the categories that I was talking about and the storytelling he's able to portray through his dancing, especially in the Nothing on Me part. He's not just hitting a typical K-pop dance, he's showing off that he has been trained and is able to do different styles of dance, like modern and lyrical. Overall, this film felt incredibly artistic, and if I was an EXO fan up until this point, I would be so excited to see what they're going to show off who Kai is and see a different side of Kai, something more mature, aesthetically pleasing, and artistic. Now join me on this short but satisfying journey. That's not what she said. Maybe that is what she said. As we listen to Kai's debut album, Kai. Title track, I don't know how to pronounce it. To me, if we're to talk about the K-pop, what K-pop company has the best overall like aesthetic in terms of music videos, to me it's definitely SM. This video is SM. The backgrounds are very futuristic and dystopian while still being simple enough to highlight Kai and the background dancers. There's not really a story that's happening in this music video. They're just a bunch of different like pretty locations. But I feel like for his debut song, just showing off what he's good at: dancing, singing, visuals, vocals, while sprinkling in that SM aesthetic of like really good editing. And for some reason, none of the locations clash to me, even though they're like so different. Besides the first shot where he's standing on the roof like Batman, I think we could have done without that, but you know, that's whatever. In terms of this song, this is everything you'd want in a K-pop song. English parts that international fans can sing, the killing point in the chorus of the dance, and an easy chorus to sing to. His vocals are so soft, and while being a contrast to the hard bass that's sprinkled throughout the song, it doesn't clash with it. It mixes and it blends really, really well. I feel like if hi-hats, like the hi-hats in the song, weren't a part of the song would feel much more empty to me, so it was a really good addition. His layers and his harmonizing, I'm a sucker for layers and harmonizing when it comes to singing. The melody is great, and once again, like I said before, the mature concept is something that fits Kai really, really well. The styling, the do-rag. Okay. Hello, if you're new to my channel here, I am Black. Happy Black History Month. I am Black before I am anything else, so I'll be the first to call out cultural appropriation. However, period. It is a case by case basis. I cannot tell you how to feel. If you are, this is what gets me, because y'all do this to black people like all the time. Y'all love to speak over us and stuff and try and invalidate our opinion. If you feel some type of way, if you're in a different culture and you go, this person doing this made me feel really shitty, and another person from your culture goes, this didn't make me feel shitty. Both people can be correct. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, I don't know anything about your culture, so that's not true, blah, blah, whatever. If you felt a certain type of way about this do-rag, that is valid. It's very interesting to me because whenever like case by case basis of cultural appropriation comes up, I was literally talking about this in the last video, or the Reddit video, when I was talking about P1 Harmony. When I saw them in the do-rags or headscarves or whatever the fuck you want to call them, I genuinely felt disappointed and sad and like off and icky, and I couldn't finish the video. For some reason, I did not feel those feelings. So I'm sitting here, and I'm not saying it's not cultural appropriation, but I'm saying I didn't feel any type of way. If you are a person who felt a type of way and felt really disappointed, then okay, that's valid. I just wanted to say that before I say anything else, because I cannot sit here and have a problem with or call out P1 Harmony and not call out Kai. That's not how this works. Like, I am not the K-pop stan to be like, well, I like BTS, so I'm just going to ignore everything they did, but I hate Stray Kids, so I'm going to call out Bangchan for cornrows and stuff like that. That's not how life works. Also, I don't hate Stray Kids. And I love Stray Kids and BTS. I'm just saying, that was an example. Okay, anyway, I feel like to have idols styled in certain pieces that are really standout is so smart. It makes the song and the era memorable. Maniac, them leather pants, okay? We will never forget. Kai in this bedazzled do-rag and the little scarecrow hat, that is era. We will not forget. I feel like we need to have idols in standout pieces for certain eras, like certain comebacks, to make it, oh, remember when Lino wore that lampshade for Thunderous? Like, wow, that was crazy. This choreography is a style that Kai is best at. Once again, like I said before, I'll be going more into depth of Kai as a dancer when I do my K-pop dancer video. I'm gonna be real, don't expect that video anytime soon. It's so much work. But subscribe so you don't miss it. But he's known for his incredibly sharp, staccato, hard-hitting movements while simultaneously having the body control to be fluid. He also, like Nicki from Mmmh, uses his long limbs to his advantage and makes beautiful shapes when dancing. The killing point is so good. The smoothness and the sexiness of his body roll is perfect. Milo, you were here this whole... Where did you come from? And it feels like an anti-drop. Do you say anti or anti? Comment down below. It feels like an anti-drop, but for dancing. Like, let me further explain. For K-pop choreography, I feel like everything is a build up to the chorus, and we're dancing a little bit. It's okay. And then when we get to the chorus, it's like a full out dance. But for this, the killing point in the chorus is very like, okay, you're not gonna let it one, two, it's smaller movements, which can be very eye-catching. Okay, let's start off with Nothing on Me. Very vibey, sad, spacey. That's literally what I have written down. It continues the same tone from but just a little darker. The production is so smooth, and I expect that from SM 100%. I love the melody, and once again, the harmonizing layered vocals. SM, do not ever stop doing that. I beg of you, please do not ever stop doing that. We will have a problem. Nuck if you buck. Amnesia, one of my favorite songs off this album. When I woke up, this shit was stuck in my head literally from when I woke up. I love the ad-libs. He's rapping and singing because period, okay? Okay, MC Kai, let's go. The I Got You, Boo. That was what was stuck in my head this morning. I was like, I got you, boo. If any other K-pop idol were to say this, I would cringe. But Kai says it and I don't cringe. And I think that's where the charisma comes in. And can't remember anything before ya. What a beautiful lyric. Like, oh my God, gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous girl. This song is about being so in love with someone that you don't remember anything before them because they are that much of an experience. And you're asking them to do the same. Like, oh my God, oh my God. The people writing these lyrics for Kai and Kai writing these lyrics, like they're always going to eat. Male yearning in music is dead. It's dead. It's dead. And I'm not saying this is yearning. If you want actual male yearning in music, go listen to Taemin. I just need the way men sing about women in music to change, because this is Guys, come on. Reason. Honestly, the parts of the song that I like more is when the beat switches from like Tyga hi-hat to more of a melody. It sounds smooth. The vocals are great. Next, we have Ride or Die. This is the most different and experimental sounding song off this project while still keeping Kai's identity sonically. It's very like retro vibe. The synth is giving very 80s. And the echo effect really adds to the mood too. Hello Stranger. This is the SM sound to a T to me. Lots of hi-hats, R&B, a smooth bass, and I love his flow. Overall, the lyrics, the production, the smoothness of every track, but at the same time, every track not sounding completely identical, but still keeping his identity and tone of the smooth, vibey R&B and hip hop. It was done perfectly. What I do appreciate about this project is most of the time, to me, in my opinion, when you're listening to a K-pop album, like in full, front to back, start to finish in one sitting, there's never really something that ties it together. It's kind of just like, okay, these are the songs and we're just going to put them on the project and that's it. And for a lot of K-pop albums and projects fully, like I feel like I can't even grade them as an album because we're not telling a story. There's no journey we're going on. There's no identity tying us together. It's just a bunch of songs thrown together. But not for this album, and that's really what I appreciate. There is a general theme here, right? It's love and talking about love and specifically talking about his partner in a certain way that puts her on a pedestal. And like I said before, sonically, there is a sound and identity that ties this entire project together. Kai's first mini album gets a 4 out of 5 from me, period. Next, we have Kai's second album, Peaches. Okay. Once again, starting off with a track that sounds so beautiful and ethereal. I don't know how to pronounce it. It sounds like what it would feel like to float on a bed of clouds, if that makes sense. I know that makes so much sense, actually. Kai is also a great artist because you know what you're gonna get when you listen to him. You're gonna get that nice and smooth R&B. Like if it's raining out and it's a little gloomy and I'm going on my walk, I'm turning on Kai, you know? I feel like it can be a little risque to have a slower song as a title track for K-pop because, you know, you're just dancing to it and like get the crowd up and hype and stuff. And, you know, at this point, now with this K-pop where it is now, the state of K-pop, my podcast, go listen to it. Dancing and performing is more important. That's the most important thing now. And that's just what it is. But Kai is talented enough and has the caliber to be able to captivate the generation of people who need 3 screens of Subway Surfers, Family Guy, and a YouTube video playing. He has the authority to captivate them in a more, you know, slower song where the dance is slower. Like he has that alluring aura that'll keep you focused on whatever he's doing, no matter how fast or slow the tempo is. The music video is way more grounded than and honestly, it's one of my favorite music videos. I love the look of like the fake sets, but there's also some form of realism that's there. I don't know, I really like it. The green screens are boring, bro. Like green screens try and transport you to another world, but ironically, I feel like the fake built sets do it way better because you have something that you can interact with. I know actors talk about this all the time. A lot of actors complain about how like the whole thing is green screen. Like what the fuck am I acting to? You know what I mean? Number one thing is to hit the moves as sharp and as clean as possible, which looks good. But if you don't have the body control to diversify the texture of your movements, it's gonna look like repetitive and boring and stiff, which is why I like this choreography a lot because Kai is able to show a smoother texture to all of his dance moves. And it shows the diversity he has in dancing because of how good his body control is. It wouldn't match the vibe of this song, which is softer and slower, if he was dancing so sharp and hard, like at all times. This is absolutely one of my favorite choreographies he's ever done. I love the way the background dancers are used here to tell a story. I feel like few K-pop choreographies really try and tell like some sort of a story when it comes to dancing. TXT does that really, really well. The spacing, the levels, the posing, the canon. I love a good canon in choreographies. Also, I feel like Kai is one of the only K-pop idols to interact with his female dancers when he dances. And that really adds to it. You interacting with your background dancers turns them from like a background dancer to like a prop to more of like an interactive story. Like, yes, they can do the dances with you in the back, but if you're like working with them and like using them, you just open the choreography and the song up to such a higher potential. Kai and Taemin can tap into this more feminine way of moving, which to me is why it's so much better when they have all female dancers. I am always going to advocate for Kai and Taemin specifically for having all female dancers. No men here, no namja here, namja opso. I feel like also in general, female dancers are pushed and it's more open for female dancers to be much more diversified when they dance, because it's more socially acceptable for female dancers to tap into more of a masculine way of dancing. Meanwhile, a lot of male dancers might not feel so comfortable doing so, which is why sometimes you could get the boy groupification of the girl group dances. Once again, the music video looks like art. That's also one of my grievances with K-pop music videos. It's just like nice, pretty backgrounds and the people are dancing and it's like shots of their faces. Like there's nothing tying anything together, while this is giving like an old school play. Next we have Vanilla, my favorite flavor of ice cream. Yes, I'm basic. Leave me the fuck alone. Pronouncing vanilla and I'm in love to sound the same. Yes. Most experimental track off this entire project. And just most experimental track I've heard from Kai in general. With the amount of different instruments, it was experimental, but it was still R&B. Domino. Placing Domino after Vanilla is smart because we just had 2 songs that were very slow and chill R&B. So we needed something to get the vibe back up, get the energy back in, diva. Yo, when I first heard this, I was like, holy shit, because I'm not used to hearing his low register. Why you dumb, don't be stupid. Shakespeare. Kai Shakespeare will come in. The choppy effects are so cool. I take one more step into your world. I'll gradually fall more for you. I can't fight it. You fill the empty spaces in my head. Don't be nervous. Come into me. These lyrics. And in these lyrics specifically, he's more of like the caretaker. It seems like he wants his lover or partner to seek comfort in him, just how he feels he does with his partner. To be honest, the words that will decide our relationship is ambiguous. We need to be honest. Up until this point, all of his songs in terms of romance have been about a healthy relationship. Relationship not just meaning like monogamy, but having multiple partners, whatever he's expressing. He has only given his point of being so infatuated with someone and loving someone so much that you feel like you can't control yourself around them, control your feelings around them. Don't be fucking weird. But Kai being okay with that. This song is one of the first times where we hear Kai expressing some form of being like unclear, and he's asking his partner to communicate so they can figure out what they are to each other. I really like these lyrics a lot because Kai hasn't really expressed something like this up until this point, and it's a little more complex from previous songs. Blue. So I don't know if it was intentional, probably was, to put these 2 songs back to back to show, you know, Kai deviating from what he usually talks about in his songs in terms of romance. But it was a smart placement if done intentionally. Like if it was just a bunch of like love songs and then Blue, it would be a little jarring. But the fact that we had To Be Honest and then Blue, perfect. And the piano was beautiful. Peaches, Kai's second mini album, I give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I'm a magical bitch, darling. That's how I feel. No, it's like a vibe. Location change. Also, it's actually been like at least 9 hours. A lot has happened. Let's talk about Rover. And oh boy, if I'm not anything other than excited, because if you didn't know, like I said in the beginning of the video, Rover was my number 2 song on my Spotify Wrapped for the entire year of 2023. I ran the song into the ground. And honestly, this was really my introduction to Kai, because obviously I knew him from EXO and I had some EXO songs. But yeah, this was my first real intro into, oh, this is Kai? Oh, okay, let me get into him. Like, this was my first Kai album. And I'm really happy because I think it's the best. To me, this is literally top 5 songs. Well, Well, to me, this is top 5 Kai songs of all time, like seriously. And as we are becoming more familiar with his discography, that's very high praise. And honestly, after listening to his entire discography, I still think this is top 5 songs of his entire discography. I literally remember watching this music video and being so floored because I was like, this is not giving K-pop music video. And I literally previously talked about how I feel about K-pop music videos. Like, this was giving story and aesthetic, and it was so different. Like, I remember seeing like the ballerinas and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And like the flashing when they flashed in and out, like, oh my god. Choi Jimmy Chu, I don't know how to pronounce this name, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce their name, I'm so sorry. But that's literally honestly like the only K-pop YouTube channel I watch, and they did an amazing in-depth video talking about the analysis of like the lyrics and the story of who is Mr. Rover. But I'm just adding on to what he said, or I'm adding on to what they said. This song is about Kai assuming different identities, and in the background of the first part of the music video, they're in a beauty parlor with a bunch of wigs. Kai says, "Take a ride with me," inviting the listener to join him. And I feel like the only way you'll be able to join him is if you two either accept that he is adopting the different identities, or you two also join him and adopt the different identities with him. So maybe this is the location of where he changes not only his identity, but also where the listener will change themselves too. Also, if you guys want to read into it even more, his 2 different outfits could be his different identities. The next location is a stage, and it's kind of giving like fourth wall, breaking the fourth wall, like meta to me. That is when he's clocking into his profession of being a K-pop idol, when he's on stage performing, assuming another identity, which is his idol persona, because what is his name? Because Kim Jong-un and Kai are 2 different people. As someone who used to do ballet and hated it, ballerinas are supposed to move as one unit, right? You're all supposed to be perfectly matched and all look the same and be incredibly uniform. So the ballerinas being in the music video can match the theme of identity, because if someone's in a position where they're constantly switching identities, they want to blend in. They want to be like a ballerina in a unit where you can't tell anyone apart. You know what I mean? The colors, tone, editing, and camera work of the video are just absolutely amazing. Black Mirror. This is one of my favorite songs off the album. His kind of like lazy chill tone is back, and I love it. And this motherfucker's rapping. He's rapping. Instrumental is like a little different from others because the mood is kind of giving like haunted and cold. I love that we're playing with different harmonies and trying different melodies too. Sliding. I think that's a harp in the back. It's beautiful. The already sets the mood, and his voice suits it so well. And on top of the harp adding the atmosphere, like adding to the atmosphere, there's like an echoey kind of effect that's also adding to the atmosphere. I also just want to add that to me, this is the best song off the entire project, and this is one of Kai's best songs, especially the ending. I literally texted my friends and I was like, this song sounds like angels making love, like genuinely. And I think because when I was recording, I hadn't listened to the song in a while. This, I think, is my favorite song off the album. I feel like if I were to rank it, it would be Sliding, Black Mirror, and then Rover. But yeah, no, like, this song is insane. He's just, if Kai's finna do some, he's finna make some good R&B. Like, he's perfect for the R&B genre. I need him to collab with like some black R&B artist. Imagine. Oh my. There's really good contrast from the past 2 songs in terms of instrumentals that have kind of been on like the colder side, if that makes sense. Bomba. IMO, in my opinion, it's my opinion, the way his voice sounds, like that effect that is on it, I'm not really a fan of it. I don't know if that's processing. I don't know what that is, but it's not for me personally. And you're going to respect my opinion. Thank you so much. But once again, I will always give flowers to people, especially in the K-pop industry, that try something different and try something new. But the sound, I don't know what the genre is. I don't know what the influence is like for Rover and for this song, but he needs to stick to this more and like try. He definitely needs to try more of this genre because he's really, really good at it. Say You Love Me. This reminds me of such a specific rap song. I can't figure out what it is. Please help me for the life of me. His high notes, once again, amazing. Like, I feel like it's SM. I don't know if because there are like so many powerhouses that are like vocally in SM, but like I feel like we don't talk about Jaehyun, and I feel like we don't talk about Kai when it comes to singing. It's not like they can't sing. They can sing very well. I don't know why we don't talk about these people. The deep sound that comes in before the chorus and the layers stacked add such a fullness to this song. So Just Say You Love Me Tonight, he seems like he knows this is a temporary situation that is happening to temporarily like subside and soothe his jealousy. Don't overthink it too much in this moment right now. Be unconscious. Yeah, the lyrics are gonna eat all the time. Sinner is like a melancholy but great closer to this project. I feel like the jealousy he felt in the last song caused a rift between him and whatever partner that he was talking about, and now he's asking for forgiveness in this song. Kai's presence and why he leaves such a gaping hole in the industry. He's one of the best dancers in the K-pop industry, which goes back to his, dance training. He's super expressive when he dances, and when he does anything, also when he dances, but anything, he has an aura that cannot be replicated, and he's so incredibly charismatic. This is on the visuals, the concept photos that he takes for all of these projects that he's come out with are amazing. And once again, visuals in terms of, do we have stage presence? Can we fit into any concept? And Kai absolutely can. He is the Swiss Army knife. He can do anything and everything. The fact that he's a part of such an iconic group, and he has such a one-of-a-kind voice that suits everything. His music is easy listening. And by that, I mean, if you want to get somebody into K-pop, if you play any Kai song, they're going to be like, oh yeah, like send me the K-pop playlist. Like this is anyone would listen to this song and like it. Rover gets a 5 out of 5 from me. Am I biased? Well, fucking obviously everything is biased. This is the list I'm making. Overall, I am so incredibly happy that Kai is finally returning from the army. It did not feel like time passed by incredibly quickly. For some reason, you know what it was? Because I was under the impression for some reason I genuinely felt like Kai went in before BTS. So it genuinely felt like 62 years. But bro, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for Kai to come back, and I'm so excited for new music. Let's go. Rover.